terrestrial analog are rocks that resemble the chemical composition of the Mercurian surface on Earth, because this was never done. The only samples that we had from similar to Mercury are extraterrestrial, so these meteorites that I was studying that are called Albright. In the future, this strata, this Boninite strata can be used even to understand the geodynamics of the Mediterranean, because they provide a lot of clues on the birth of new oceans, basically, on oceanic crust.
I'm Farah Shammas. Welcome to Hotel Talk. We hope you enjoy listening to this friendly conversation between people connected by real life in hotels.
Not being there in person.
It's no problem at all. Okay, so, so Christos will start it from here, he knows. So welcome everyone to Hotel Talk podcast. And I have with us an amazing guest. We're doing this on Zoom as an exception to our rule. Normally we record at our studio here at St. Raphael Resort and Marina. But Nicola Mari could not join us in Cyprus. He's been to Cyprus recently, and that's where he has been featured on none other than the BBC, talking about rocks and Mercury and Cyprus, and a connection that I think none of us in our wildest dreams could have imagined possible. So, Nicola, you're a researcher in volcanology. I love that word. At the University of Pavea in Italy. Thank you so much for being with us on this podcast.
Thank you for inviting me on your podcast. And yes, I'm a planetary geologist and a volcanologist at the University of Pavea. And I'm actually Italian, and I'm based in Italy at the moment. But I studied a lot outside of Italy. Even I did my PhD in UK. I did my degree in USA. So,
you've been around many,
yes.
many places. So let's start with why Cyprus? How did this happen? How did you realize that there was something here on our little island that could help you understand the solar system and Mercury?
This is a very curious question and a very interesting one, because my initial project was totally different, was trying to analyze meteorites that we think are similar to Mercury, because we have some Mercury data from orbiter mission around the planet. By studying these meteorites similar to Mercury, I had to find a way to better calibrate the instrument of the next mission that will arrive on Mercury. But while I was analyzing these meteorites that were similar to Mercury, I was thinking, what if, since that we know the chemistry of the planet, what if I find a terrestrial analog are rocks that resemble the chemical composition of the Mercurian surface on Earth? Because this was never done. The only samples that we had from similar to Mercury are extraterrestrial, so these meteorites that I was studying that are called Albright. So I was thinking, I have a precise chemistry in my head, in my data. Why not looking at the world at our Earth, and see if I can find other sample, other rocks similar to Mercury? So now you have to understand that was the period of COVID 19, and I was not able to move very far from Europe, because maybe similar rocks to the one of Cyprus that are called Boninite could have been also in Japan, for example. But I had to move not so far. In the Mediterranean, the only place where this kind of rocks that I found similar in composition to Mercury, so terrestrial rocks similar in composition to Mercury, were on the island of Cyprus, for a reason in particular. Because these Boninite are formed on the bottom of the oceans, uh, and they are resumed on the surface when two plates collide and the oceanic plates go on top of the continental plate. Cyprus is a remnant of this oceanic plate on top of this coastal plate. So basically, we are in an ancient oceanic plate, in an ancient ocean that
Yeah,
was
we're one
called
of
the
the few
Tethys.
places in the world, aren't we, that we came up from the sea. Yeah, up
So
from the seabed.
this is why without any advice from my advisor and other people, I bought a flight to Cyprus, armed with all my scientific stuffs, and I was going there to look if these rocks could really be similar to Mercury in this like mission, scientific mission on Cyprus. And in particular, where I went was the Troodos Mountains, that are the mountains in the middle, we can say in the middle of the island, because that island were the remnant of the lavas that were erupted on the bottom of the ocean. I was especially in the Pareclesia area, and yes,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
you
where
know.
our hotel is.
Oh, right.
Yeah, in
So you are
Baraklishan
very
in
close.
Limassol, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah,
Limassol is the way where I started to go up, basically in the mountain.
yeah.
Basically,
Oh,
yes,
that's so nice. That's the district
yes,
of San
yes,
Rafael.
exactly.
Yay, another connection.
I think there is also a place called Mari there, like my
Yes,
surname.
yes, yes,
Yes,
Marie. Yeah.
it's
Yeah, we
very
say it Marie. Yeah,
Mari,
Mari. Yeah,
Mari.
like
Okay.
but it's yeah, it's spelt the same as your surname.
Yes. So
Yeah.
basically, what I found there in Pericles and that month is lavas that were erupted on the bottom of the ocean. But how I knew that they were erupted on the bottom of the ocean? Because these are called pillow basalt. Basalt is the term for lavas, basically. Why pillow? Because they are similar to pillow when they are erupted because of the pressure of all the water above this lava.
Mm.
So all the water of the ocean, the pressure of all the water of the ocean on top of this lava make this lava forming a pillow, sort of morphology like a pillow.
Mm-hmm.
And there, in these areas, you can see in the geological strata this pillow of lava that are called pillow basalt, that were erupted on the bottom of the Tethys Ocean. So if you walk there, you are really walking in an ancient seabed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a normal guy don't see this. You need to be a geologist to understand where you are walking.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
think I've ever walked through Baraklishan and noticed
uh,
the different rock
is
formations.
exactly, exactly. So this needed geological eyes to see the reality of this scientific fact.
Hmm.
So I really knew where to sample, where to take some sample to see if this composition was
But
really
how
similar to
did
mine.
you know, like, where even to start? I mean, how did you go to Baraklishan, not, I don't know, somewhere in
Yes,
Paphos or?
with the sort of stuff that we call a geological map. This is a
Okay.
geological map of the island of Stromboli. This is a volcano in Italy, and you see the different colors here.
Mm-hmm.
The different colors are the different rocks, the different formation, the rocks that I see on the island.
Yeah.
I obtained the Cyprus geological map that I don't have here, but I have the Cyprus geological map, and I knew where to go exactly because of the color of the rocks. In the legend, I saw that the area where I could have found Boninites, that are a particular kind of pillow lava. pillow basalt, was there, and even going up from there. So I precisely knew where to go, but I had to understand where to sample directly on the field because I had to be sure to sample a pillow basalt, not another kind of rocks. And this was hard. It was not easy, even if I knew where to go exactly, because you need to understand where you are in the past, not in the present. So geology is a four-dimensional science. You need to move also in space, not only in time, not only in space.
Mm,
So I needed to understand where I was 90 million of years ago there. In that
amazing.
sense, I knew that in the moment I was in the bottom of the ocean where these ancient underwater volcanoes, um, I did my sampling luckily in all the three sites where I sampled. In the end, I sampled Boninites. And so I had to learn also how to drive in the other direction because in Italy we don't have we drive in a different direction. Because I rented a car when I was in Cyprus. Was the first time for me to drive in that direction. It was a little weird initially, but then it was not so hard.
Then you get used to it, don't you? Switching. It's
So
weird for
what?
us when we go to
Yeah.
mainland Europe, but then we get used to it.
Yes. Well, what's happened then is that I also risked my life at a certain point because I was in the middle of the Rhodos Mountains, sampling, finding sample, and my cell phone died. The battery of my cell phone died, and I was like orienting myself with GPS on my phone, and I needed some sort of charging. So I found a way to find my car and to go back to my car, but I was thinking that I was remembering that there was like a typical restaurant, old style restaurant there, an inn, where I could maybe charge my phone. A tavern. There was a tavern somewhere there. I went there and no, there was no one there in that road apart of me. I arrived at this place and tried to knock the door of this place, but no one replied. I also looked around. It was like if that place was abandoned from years. It was like if I was in a movie, like in a set of a movie. There was nothing
And what time of
except the
year?
structure.
What time of year were you here?
I was in there in the end of November.
Yeah, so
It
it
was
was
very
like
hot. I also went to the seaside. It
warm.
was very
Yeah, I
nice.
know it's a
It was
lovely
very
time of
warm.
year, but not peak
November,
season. Yeah,
yes, November 2021. Yes, I was there.
amazing.
And in the end, I was like looking around, like yes, if I needed something also to eat because it was like early afternoon. I was lost in that month. In the end, I found the real tavern, the one that I was looking. There were two guys, I remember, and they cooked for me a special Cyprus food. They understood. They were all speaking ancient Greek, like Greek. They were not speaking like English. So I had
Like
to like
Cypriot Greek.
yes, Cyprus. I had to like to use my gesture, like
Well, that's good.
for them to know that
In Cyprus, we love using our hands, and I know that in Italy, you
yes.
love using
So
your hands. So I'm
in
sure
Italy, it's
sign
the
language
same.
works.
Yes. Now, in the end, I charged my phone. I had my food, very amazing food, really amazing food. Yes, and then I continued my sampling. Then, when it was like late afternoon, night, I went down to near your place, like Limassol, and then I went back to Larnaca. I was staying in Larnaca,
Yeah.
Larnaca or Larnaca,
Yeah. Yeah.
Larnaca.
Larnaca. Great. This is so interesting. I read the BBC report and I couldn't believe it. Actually, when I woke up and I saw BBC and had Cyprus on it. So how did the BBC find out about this?
Oh, this because in the end, when we analyzed the sample at NASA, Josso Space Center at the NASA, and in Italy at the Museum of Planetary Science in Prato, then like was like really really amazing when we finally discovered that these samples were similar to the areas of high magnesium on Mercury. So this sample on Cyprus now are like a treasure because we know that that particular strata resemble the Mercury surface, and this sample could be used as a benchmark for the next mission on Mercury and to know how Mercury evolved. So in the end, that paper, the scientific paper, was published on a scientific journal. Um, from there, the BBC was interested in this discovery and then contacted me for a news article about this because from this data, I not only discovered the first Mercury rocks on Earth, Mercury-like rocks on Earth, but I also had more clues on the geological evolution of Mercury because this Boninite that we know came from the mantle of the Earth, when in the crust, the oceanic crust is basically very close to the mantle. So if we know this, we can also put another piece of the puzzle about the evolution of Mercury that says that Mercury is now a remnant of a much bigger planet, like maybe the Earth was initially. Because what we now see from Mercury is just the mantle and a big core inside. But we know from the other planets that the core of the planets is very small related to the mantle and to the surface. But in Mercury, we see a thin mantle and a big core. But Mercury is also the smallest planet of the solar system. So, which is the point here? That Mercury once was similar to the Earth, then a very astronomical big impact destroyed all the surface, the crust of Mercury, and almost all the mantle of Mercury. And now what we see is the remnant of a planet, what we see on Mercury. So this is very, very
Amazing.
interesting.
Yeah.
Geological.
Yeah. I read the BBC coverage of that. It's just fascinating. And so I have another question about, am I saying about Boninite? So how did Boninite get its name? And yeah, I mean, okay, you've said how you knew where to look for it, but I still can't wrap my head around how amazing it is that it exists here.
Yes, the Boninite are a particular kind of rocks. Not every geologist know what a Boninite is. They come from the Bonin Arc in Japan. That is the arc where could have go. I mean, is the arc in Japan where the Boninite are more frequent, like to find in the geology.
So how do we have them here?
Because the same geological process, tectonic process that happens in Japan, happened on the Mediterranean, in that particular area, on Cyprus. Only there, in the Mediterranean. In Europe in general, yes. It's very atypical, this, because normally when you have two tectonic plates that collide, the tectonic plates, the oceanic one, the oceanic plate is denser than the continental plate, go below the continental plate, sinking into the mantle. In this case, the Cyprus case, the oceanic crust went on top on the continental crust for very complex tectonic phenomena, but it's very, very, very rare.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Another reason why people need to come to Cyprus.
Yes,
this is
the
amazing.
fact is, if you know a lot about the science around this, the geology about it, you know that in reality, this kind of places are very, very powerful also for tourism or I mean for studying science. And yes, this is the problem that sometimes people don't know the exact value of the things
Yeah.
that yeah. Even in South Italy, I come from South Italy, like this. People don't know the real value of the stuff, but they are really
This
valuable.
is amazing. So what did you
Mm.
think of Cyprus? How did you like it when you came?
I really like Cyprus. It was one of my best travels ever. Not only for this reason, for the sampling, but I really liked I explored almost all the south part of the island. I went to the east, to the north, to the west, and a bit to the north, also in the mountains. I went to the seaside. I ate the really, really good in Larnaca, in the fish taverns there. I remember in the evenings I was also walking on the street along the sea. Uh, yes, even if it was not summer, it was like the end of November. It was like real summer and summer feeling. And I really like this kind of places. I also like dry places. So Cyprus is a bit dry in some
Yes.
areas. It was a really, really good trip.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That's amazing. So, what else could we expect from this research and the geology of Cyprus? What do you think would
So,
we see in the future?
yes, what we expect from this research is that the samples that we now analyze in Cyprus can be used as benchmarks in the next years for better, uh, how do you say, uh, to
Understanding.
yeah, to understand better how to calibrate the instruments that will go in the real Mercury to analyze the surface. Because if we know that Boninite has a particular spectrum in the return of the data, we know that when we go on Mercury, we have the same signal, is the same mineral. So
Mm.
uh, they are really good in this sense. Also, they are really good in understanding the evolution of Mercury, as I already said. And yes, they can also be used as so Mercury is very close to the sun.
Yeah.
There is a lot of incoming radiation from the sun on the sample.
Mercury on the surface.
So we can irradiate also some of this sample with on Earth, the Cyprus sample, to simulate the Mercury condition, the Mercury environmental condition, and to see which signature is coming from the star, the sun,
Mm.
and which is from the rock. So this even especially good when you calibrate an instrument, so you know precisely then which measure you will take on Mercury. Yeah, from the point of view of Cyprus, there was already a lot of literature about the Boninite, the pillow basalt. There was nothing related to Mercury before, but yes, in the future, this strata, this Boninite strata can be used even to understand the geodynamics of the Mediterranean because they provide a lot of clues on the birth of new oceans,
Mm.
basically on oceanic crust. So this really interesting for Earth geology. But in the planetary geological sense, yes, the sample that collected are really good for space missions and planetary evolution.
Amazing. Oh, Nicola, that's so good. Okay, so I have
Thanks.
two more questions for you. One
Uh,
that I ask everyone who comes on this podcast. What is your favorite quote?
Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. Carl
Ah,
Sagan. Yes, this.
somewhere something incredible is waiting to be known. I
Yes.
love that. It's so true. And
Yes.
my final question, it's a bonus
Mhm.
question. If you were here, I would give you a crystal bowl and you would pull out a question that one of the team
Ah,
members of St. Raphael Resort has asked, but you're not. So I pulled out a question for you.
yeah, yeah.
They're sometimes very easy and sometimes more
Ah.
more in depth. And you got
Mhm.
quite a nice question. Describe your daily routine.
Hmm. Well, the daily routine of a researcher is strange because can be all or nothing. I mean, it depends from the data that I have to analyze.
Mm.
If I have deadlines, if I'm on the field. So my daily life, I mean, my normal daily life, if I don't have, I'm not in the field or
Yeah,
if I'm not in the lab, is writing. Basically,
a
what
lot
a
of
research do
writing.
the most of the time is writing. Writing a scientific paper, fixing scientific paper, reviewing scientific paper, and also sometimes helping students that for with the thesis, and also looking online for new research, especially in planetary science. There are new research every day. So in the morning, normally I write, I go on with my paper, because in the morning I'm more fresh about writing and stuff. And then in the afternoon, I do something more like easy, like not so hard to do, like looking online if there are new research on my field, helping students, doing lectures, maybe in the university if there are. Um, yes, basically, this is the normal day life if I don't have other stuff. But it's
Yeah,
very
if you're
common
not
that a researcher,
traveling on a field
yes.
trip.
Mm.
Amazing. Well, Nicola, we hope to welcome you in St. Raphael and in Cyprus again very
I hope
soon.
I will come again there.
The rocks are here, they're waiting for you, and we're waiting for you to meet you in person and
I
learn
saw that
more.
you and a lot of other citizens of Cyprus were really happy about this research. I'm really happy about how you and how this was perceived, like this research. I really liked, Cyprus, as I said, and
We were so
I
proud, really.
think you are also incredible people. Really like you and your place there, and
Thank you so much.
I'm really proud to have done an article about this island because I really like it.
Ah, thank you so much. We're waiting for you to come back very, very soon.
Thank you, thank you.
We hope that you're enjoying Hotel Talk, and I'd like to remind you guys, please, to click that subscribe button. It helps us more than you may realize, and any likes or comments that you can give us on any platform would be highly appreciated because it helps us get heard and more exposure. Don't forget to hop along to St. Raphael Resorts and Marinas website. Join us on our journey with our Seahorse Club, where you can get exclusive offers and so much more. Or you can email our team directly, quoting Hotel Talk, to receive an exclusive discount on your next stay with us in Limassol, Cyprus. We'll see you all soon, and feedback is more than welcome. Thank you for being part of this journey.